Good afternoon. We are at Dundrum, well, between Dundrum and Newcastle. So first of two locations today. Down at the beach first, got a new Nisi 15 stop ND filter, so we have that currently on at the moment. It's working out about 5 minutes exposure time at F13. Probably shouldn't have touched that. But yeah, conditions are unbelievable, like lovely grey skies, and the tide, it's sort of in between. I think it's just on its way back out again, but yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I thought I'd had it for about a couple of weeks, but I haven't had a chance to get out and test it yet. So 15 stops, and it is about just shy of 2 o'clock, so it is quite bright even with that cloud. So hopefully, yeah, we'll see what we can get. It'll be nice long exposure in the middle of the daytime. And then the second location, we're going to try and go up the mountain. I don't know if you can see it behind me there, but there's a lot of cloud moving. It looks like it's covered, to be honest, but yeah, we'll go up and have a look. I mean, I was up last week and a half ago, up around like a sunset hike, but yeah, it was really nice. So yeah, hopefully with the conditions a wee bit more cloudy, I suppose, hopefully get some black and whites or just some moody landscape shots of the mountains. So yeah, let's see what we have here. We're 2.5 minutes. So yeah, about 5 minutes, 5.5 minute exposure should be it, and hopefully it'll turn out all right. I'll put a few images up, and again, you let me know if they're any good or not. And then yeah, we'll probably take another few around here, just while the light's so good, really. And again, testing out the Nisi filter. So, and then we shall make our way up to the mountain, get some food. But let me see. Yep, there we go. Fresh out the box. 15 stop circular ND filter. So Nisi filters are, yeah, no issues with. They're absolutely tremendous. Like the polarizer, the 6 stop that I have, is really well used, but yeah, it's really good. So yep, I'll put a few images on here and I'll check this one and we'll see how we go. Okay, so I haven't quite left yet. Packed all the gear up, about to walk back, and then the waves just revealed this. I'm not actually sure what it is, to be honest, so I couldn't pass that up. So everything back out again. Nisi filter, 15 stop back on. It's about 6 minutes, 6.5 minute exposure. So I'm using the wee Nisi app there. It tells you exactly what your shutter speed should be depending on what filter you have, and what your base exposure is. So again, F13 ISO 50, and again it was before the filter was on. It was about 80th a second shutter speed. So whenever obviously you put the 15 stop on, that equates to 6 minutes 30 or whatever it was there. So yeah, took another shot of those sort of pillars over there before the tide was going out. It's actually moved out quite quickly, but standing in the middle, must have been about 3 minutes into 5.5 minute exposure, and a couple of dogs came across, and they were standing right in between the posts. But that's walking along the beach in the mid-afternoon, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not sure what way it turned out. You see a couple of tails knocking about, but yeah, I mean, looking on the back of the camera for the first shot, definitely happy. I mean, I've used cheaper filters before, and the difference between the cheaper filters and the Nisi filters, just, yeah, you get what you pay for. I mean, good things aren't cheap, and cheap things aren't good, as the saying goes. So definitely the case with the filters. I don't think I'll be purchasing anything else other than the Nisi filters. So definitely worth the investment. So don't know if you can see over there the clouds on the mountains. I said the cloud coverage is moving very, very quickly, so hopefully that's a good thing, because again, when we get round to the mountainside, it's either going to be nice light breaking in between the clouds, or it's going to be just sheer cloud cover, depending on the height of the clouds, and obviously the height of the hike, I suppose. But yeah, looking forward to going around and see. Even it's a nice walk anyway. It's not as strenuous as some of the other ones. I suppose it's as strenuous as you make it to, but yeah, it should be grand. But yeah, look at this. I mean, I don't know if that's it looks like it's a bit of a shipwreck maybe, or a wee boat that's been washed ashore, but it's unreal. But like, I can't believe how quickly the tides went out. I mean, it was literally when I was setting this up, the water was over my boots, and by the time I got the filter on and got it set up, it's a way out there. So yeah, it's moving quite quick. Again, I don't know what it's going to look like because it's moving out so quickly, but yeah, I couldn't walk past it. So hopefully we get something. Again, I'll stick it up, yeah, I'll definitely go on this time unless there's something else around there, but nah, that should be us. Having a nightmare. Yeah, so I didn't get that shot. Whenever I was trying to compose it up quickly, I knocked the aperture to 2.8, just so I could see what I was focusing on. But whenever I turned it around to bulb mode, of course, it stayed on 2.8. So 2.8 aperture for about 6 minutes. So whenever it actually processed, it was just blew out all over the place. So yeah, and now the tide is way out. So just recomposed, taking another long exposure. Hopefully this one, like, I mean, it's not going to be great to be honest, but yeah, put the time in, I'm going to take a shot of it anyway. So yeah, it was a wee lesson learned. So when you're scrambling about trying to get the shots, just to make sure everything's set up correctly. So yeah, this one wee bit similar. Again, just going to a portrait orientation, and just trying to get some of the detail in the I think it is like a cast iron boat or something remains part of a boat. Just trying to get it a bit of moving cloud possibly, just for a long exposure. But yeah, not going to get any waves. I mean, it's so far out at the minute. So yeah, just the usual. But yeah, if it's not, there's always some type of misadventure. I remember coming here years ago with the Nikon D200 at the time. It was actually a work camera, and it was like trying to change lenses, and there was sand getting into the sensor, get back, put all the images up, and there was nothing but squiggles and spots, and sand spots, dust spots all over the place. And I was like, what is going on? So yeah, that was a lesson learned as well. Thought I took some nice images and get back and see that. I nearly had a heart attack because I thought it was the camera was frigged and it was a work camera. So yeah, and then actually when I got the EOS R, one of the first times coming here, set it up similar to what it is now, and a big gust of wind came, knocked it down onto a rock. I was like, oh, So got it back up again. Had the image, was fine. Went up to the top one of the sand dunes, and actually whenever the camera fell, it knocked the lens to manual focus. And with these, the Canon EOS R, you have focus peaking. So whenever you head it to manual focus, obviously there's like a red, hue or focus wherever you're focusing into, it highlights it in red. Of course, I didn't know this. I was looking through the lens and seeing this, whenever I was moving the lens, the red highlights it and this red hue on the image, and I was like, oh, the lens is broke. So yeah, only dug it back, and then I realised, done a bit more research, which I should have done in the first place, that actually it's focus peaking, and I just headed on to the manual focus. So I was lucky and relieved, because there's nothing worse than dropping your camera that your stomach turns like, no, that's an expensive drop. But yeah, we're there 5 minutes into exposure now, so it said 6 minutes 50. So yeah, we'll see, but we'll make it round to the mountains yet, so we'll see what happens. So hopefully you can see me. We're currently sitting in the middle of a cloud here, but yeah, Seaside to Mountainside, so we made it. Yeah, it's beautiful up here. There is a lot of cloud. It's starting to drop down a wee bit, but there's enough gap, so we might actually head up that way. A couple of weeks ago we went up that way, and the views are tremendous, but you can't see the reservoirs and at the moment, so might take a trip up there, and yeah, hopefully we'll get a bit more of a break in cloud, and we'll get a few shots. But like even just over there, like you could take a few shots either way, so it should be 100%. And it's a downhill track, so most of the hard work's done hopefully. But no, it's tremendous up around here, it really is. And sure, there's nobody here. A couple of sheep, but that's it. Yeah, so those clouds are getting nice and dark now, so yeah, we'll head on up and hopefully get a few shots. Again, break out the Nisi filter hopefully, because there's no wind, which is really strange for being up around here, but yeah, I'll not complain. Absolutely unreal. It's absolutely perfect. Just behind me you can see on the cloud now, but my goodness, you see when the cloud breaks, you're just seeing the reservoir, and then just the tops of the mountains and the clouds hitting them. It's just, you couldn't have picked it better. And like I always moan about the weather, it's too dark, too light, not enough clouds, too many clouds, but this is just, it's absolutely perfect. Yeah, like, You see it clear now, you'll see it coming into focus. Oh, that was mad. Running around spraying shots like a madman. Just all handheld because the light was moving that quick, and it was bright enough. I didn't need the tripod, so yeah, I think we got a few there. So I'd rather take too many than not enough. So I don't know what else we're going to get here. We've come up a bit further, up and down the other side. But the cloud, I think because we're heading down into sort of the valley again, we're just getting caught in that low cloud. So I don't know. We'll stick around for another while to see if it clears, but if it doesn't, I'll probably just head back down again. See if it's out, because where I came up, the weather and the light's beautiful over that side. We're out of the clouds as such. So, but yeah, it's just nice and peaceful, and the wind, like it's about 20 degrees. I have big orange off me, so 20 degrees, nice little breeze, perfect. So yeah, and the legs are getting wobbly. We're about 6 o'clock, 15,000 steps in, so we're near the end, I think. But no, it's been great. I haven't seen obviously the images down at the beach, but yeah, even just to test out the 16 or the 15 stop filter. Again, it looks great. Just a pity I mightn't get to use it up around here because obviously you can't see him. But we'll stick around. Again, maybe heading back down, might get a few shots, depending on the weather, I suppose. But yeah, we'll just see. And if I don't, I'll stick a few images up at the end. So yeah, about 5.5 minutes later, it doesn't actually look too bad on the back of the camera. You can see the cloud coming in, but it's not too messy, I don't think. I'll put it up obviously at the end, and I just took a few other standard shots without the filter on, just because the way the clouds were moving there, this is the first time I've seen that that mountaintop, but it actually looked like the mountains were on fire, just with the different clouds coming off them, hitting them, and then the light as well. I mean, you could stand here for another 2-3 hours and it's just going to get better and better, but yeah, I think you tend to be a bit greedy whenever you've been out and you see conditions like this, but yeah, I think like it'll probably do me, I think, because yeah, you could just stand and take, you know. Yeah, it's been absolutely unreal today, absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I'll put as many images as I can up at the end without just peppering 50-60 images up, but yeah, definitely been worth it. Anybody who's watched, stuck around, thanks very much. And yeah, well, definitely recommend the Nisi filters. I'll hopefully get a few more different ones. I usually get, like, any filters I have, they're all circular, just slap it on there. I haven't had like the square graduated ones or anything, but because it's more to carry around, I suppose, but I might have a look into that, I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll see what the next adventure holds. Thank you, all the best.